Tell me about the story of how it led to, the Kingpin Worldwide and, funk.
Yeah,
How'd
for
you get
sure.
back into it?
Yeah. So,
Just when you thought you were out, they pull you back in.
exactly. They pulled me back in. Well, what was funny, it's one of those things, when I kind of reflect on it, how it happened, because my center was vintage, we had 8230 machines there. And so that required, I was trying to find source parts, to keep those things where they needed to be. And so I became sort of that was a part of the job I didn't dial in when I started out, but through that I got to know a lot of people. I just met a lot of people in the industry. Bowling's great that way. Someone said to me one time, we all kind of fish in the same pond, sort of, and that's true. Not to say that I know everyone in the industry, but I probably know everyone who knows someone else that I know, kind of thing.
Yeah, 2 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Exactly that. And so what happened was, as I was kind of out for a few years, but always still kind of dabbling, like if I'd hear about a cool opportunity coming up, I couldn't help but kind of, check it out, things like that. But what started to happen is some of my friends in the industry who I had purchased parts from and things over the years, a couple of them either needed help, or in one case, they wanted to retire. And I remember one day getting a phone call and kind of just saying, hey, listen, you were always really good at this. You could always find these parts and these things that people needed. And, I'm going in, I want to play more golf. Could you help me with a couple of these projects? And so it was really organic the way it happened. But I started to help other operators source those parts. That was, I think, yeah. And it sort of carried on from there. I think that was, if anything I took out of my experience in bowling, it's something that carries over to this day, whether it's talking to folks with funk or with Kingpins. I want to share that. I've heard other people mention it. Mike mentioned it in the podcast you did with him, like taking what you've learned, some of your mistakes, maybe I can save you some time and some money and some of the things that I learned and did. And so yeah, exactly. So that's what kind of led me to it. And I started to sell, help people source used equipment and getting to know more people. As far as Kingpins Worldwide, the funny story there was, after I had moved away and was not in the day-to-day operations, I was still helping with my old center, but I was not in the day-to-day operations anymore. I came across the Profit platform, which was invented by the great Gordon Murray, who I'd known for a long time. And I remember seeing that. I was still getting BCM magazines. I guess I wasn't all the way out, but I saw the ad and I was like, wow, that's a pretty good idea.
Right.
I could have used that, and I remember, giving him a call one day and talking about it. And, at that time, he even sort of mentioned, hey, would you like to sort of be a part of this? But I didn't have the availability. And, but the years go on and keeping in touch with him, one day in a conversation during COVID, he's like, hey, I want to retire as well. Are you interested in looking at this? And I just knew that it was a product that could help. Maybe every single center out there, but certainly a lot of centers could be helped by it. So and the name is a nod to my old center, and it's a revamp of the old logo. It's just kind of, that's what it is. And there's some other products that we have in the pipeline that are in the same vein. So maybe out of the box thinking, but ancillary products that could help operators save money, and make more money. So that's where that landed.
Awesome.
Again, with funk, the opportunity grew the same way. Just from doing what I was doing, I got noticed, and the opportunity arose, and I took it.
Yeah. Hey, did you like this video? Great. We make 10 of them a week. Subscribe to learn more and keep learning about what's working in the industry. Talk to you then.